ringing, they might think it's their front door and leave the presentation. Yo, you see that? Okay, I'm going to wait for you to... All right, all the phones off. Okay, welcome everybody. Good afternoon. Oh, jeez, like we're not even near the end of the month and you all sound like you want to slit your wrists. Okay, let's try again. Good afternoon, everybody. There we go. That's more lively, right? There's still stuff to live for. Hopefully we're going to reinvigorate you after the presentation. Welcome to everyone who's tuned in on the live stream. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending the next 45 minutes with you. We're going to go through our business, what it's all about. After the presentation, you're welcome to come speak to me and ask me any questions that you might have. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, DuePoint is a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. We've been around since 1952, very long time. That's Constantia's building in the background, the orange branding that they use. The FSP number that we operate under is that one over there. That's very important. We take credibility very seriously. We are obligated to by Financial Services Board regulations. So if you go outside, above the water cooler, you'll see all those certificates up on our wall. Those are our Financial Services Board licenses. So we've got a long and short-term insurance license and investment license. We've got our FSP license on display. We've also got our accreditation with the Direct Marketing and the Direct Selling Associations. So take a look at that. You need to trust the business we're going to be speaking about. That's obviously a fundamental step. So go do a background check on us if you like. We're listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. You're free to look up any information nowadays on the internet about us. This is the leadership, the executives and the managers here at DuePoint. So starting with Brendan Benfield, or at least these three characters are all registered chartered accountants, but starting with Brendan, he's our senior executive. He heads up this division. We're very lucky to have him heading up the division because he is extremely experienced in financial services, particularly in insurance. His father's actually a professor of insurance. His father founded Clientele Life. His father taught insurance at Wits for 25 years. His father founded the IFA. They founded businesses in Europe. They've helped build businesses in Australia. They have got a lot of experience in financial services. Brendan and his brother Stuart followed in their father's footsteps, and together they went on to found a business down the road called Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD. And you probably all know PMD because they do advertising constantly on so many different forms of channels or media in South Africa. And I think PMD is now the fourth biggest short-term insurer in the country. So we're very lucky to have Brendan heading up the division. Tim and Stacey, they look after the financial, the auditing, the accounting aspects of our business. Tim is very experienced in corporate banking. He was with the First Rand Group for about 15 years where he reported directly to the CEO. And then we've got Stacey. She's been working in auditing all her career. She worked here as well as overseas in Europe. Before she came back and joined the team here at DuePoint. So those are our accountants. Then the two non-accountants, Jane and myself. So you would have met Jane in reception this afternoon. She's got a lot of experience in direct marketing or referral marketing or network marketing, whatever you want to call it. She's actually from the UK, and she brings a lot of very important experience to our team here in South Africa, because even though we're an insurance company, our marketing channel that we employ is via network marketing or referral marketing. And Jane brings that very important expertise to our business. Myself, I've been working in advertising for over 20 years. I ran my own company, a digital agency, for about 15 of those years before I joined the team. But you're welcome to go do a background check on us too. We've got bios up on our website. You can hello Peter us, see if we've got any complaints against us. Do what you need to do. But that's a little bit of background on us and the business. Very briefly, we just have to pay cognizance to the circumstance that we find ourselves in, because I like to kind of allude to the economy, I guess, to our personal finance positions. And very briefly, if we look at the economy, we've got high interest rates, high inflation, but what's most important is that our salaries aren't keeping up with the cost of living at the moment. So you ask yourself, we know inflation, so we know the inflation rate at worst in the last 7 years was probably at around 7%, and it's peaked between 7% and 5% for the last 6 to 7 years. Has your salary increased 5, 6, 7% every year in the last 7 years? And for the majority of us, it hasn't. So what has happened is your salary is actually devalued. Your salary is actually less than what it was 7 years ago for most of us. And we feel this in our pockets because at the end of every month, we feel like things are getting more expensive and we cannot keep up with the expenses. We make the mistake of trying to engage in debt instruments, right? And there are tons of different debt instruments you can engage in. I know even one of the grocery stores are now proposing that they offer food on credit. Right? That is going to be a big mistake, right? You don't want to be eating food last year and still paying for it this year, right? It's already gone down the toilet into the Val Dam and you're still paying for it. We don't want to find ourselves in that position. The problem is in the economy and from this personal finance position that we find ourselves in, and a lot of South Africans find themselves in this debt cycle that we're unable to get out of, right? How long have you been in debt? Ask yourself that question. For me, forever, right? From the moment I started earning a salary, I don't think I've ever been out of debt, whether it's been on a credit card or an Edgar's account or a home loan or a car loan, whatever it is. 20 years I've been paying debt. And we find ourselves in this debt cycle, unable to get out of it. Comes to a head when we get to retirement, and that's when things get serious. Because when you get to retirement and your employer says, thanks for your service for the last 40, 45 years, off you go on your way. You've got to look at the retirement savings that you put in place to afford yourself a dignified retirement. Unfortunately, only about 3% of South Africans get to retirement financially independent. 97% of South Africans currently get to retirement financially dependent. They haven't done enough for their retirement. They become dependent on family members and on children, your children, so now you become a financial burden to your children. And what this presentation is about changing the circumstance for ourselves and the prospect of what retirement looks like. So out of all of this negativity, we saw the circumstance, we saw it as an opportunity. We created a business, a platform for the average South African to engage in that will change their circumstance. We called it the DuePoint system. It was launched 2 years ago, almost to the day. And we have a couple of aspirations in mind for the people in this business. So you might be joining the business thinking, well, I'm just here to earn extra money, but we've got greater aspirations for you. Because earning money is just earning money. Money is a means to an end. The end for us is to see South Africans become debt-free, to start tackling that debt, make it an aspiration, try and get rid of it as quickly as possible. Because what it does is it empowers you to start creating wealth. And that's what we really want to do, ultimately. You might be thinking, well, I just want to pay for transport, or I want to be able to pay kids' education, but I want you to think bigger, right? Because this business can empower you to a lot more than what you're limiting yourself to. And we want to create wealth for people for once, not just pay your debt off. Pay your debt off, then start creating wealth, and to ultimately be happier, right? Because you came all the way to this presentation in Bryanston with a hope of changing your circumstance and to be happier. So those are aspirations for the people in this business. How does it work? Our guests here this afternoon, you have the opportunity to join DuePoint. Once you join us, you actually contract with us. And once you contract with us, we call you wealth engineers. So you were termed wealth engineers. And as wealth engineers, we only expect one thing from you, and that is for you to go out and build what we call channels of distribution. And I'll show you what a channel of distribution looks like. Very basically, it's you introducing people to us, and our online platform will facilitate the sale of products to those people that you introduce to us. The benefit for you is that you get to create additional income. The nature of the income that you produce here is one of recurring nature. So people sometimes call it passive income. My father used to call it making money while you're sleeping. Right? Did you even believe that was a possibility? It is. It's actually something that's inherent to insurance companies. Insurance companies have a book value. A book value pays us out a recurring income or a passive income because it's got intrinsic asset value that pays you going into the future. We don't get to share in that benefit. As employees of a company, we are very much bound by time. You've got a contract that says you work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. At the end of the month, you get paid. And nothing you do is going to change that figure very much, right? This business allows you to free yourself of that time constraint. The effort that you put into building these channels of distribution in February won't only pay you at the end of February, it'll potentially pay you in March, in April, next year, 3 years' time, 5 years' time, for the effort that you did in February 2018. This is recurring income, right? Another ability to free yourself of time constraint is the leverage that we've built into the system. So what is leverage? It's the power duplication. You are going to have the opportunity to go out and expose this business opportunity to other individuals. Those individuals will start collaborating with you in building your channel of distribution. This is where the leverage comes in. Because if you work on your own and you go out, you are limited by the amount of time that you're spending every day working in this business. But if you go find 20 other people to collaborate with you, you've now leveraged yourself 20 times. It is what your bosses are doing to you. Right? Your boss gets the biggest salary, the biggest bonus, and the most leave. Why? Because he's leveraged all his employees to his benefit. So we get to do something similar in collaboration, right? Go out and find like-minded people to help you build your business. Our business is flexi time. It means you get to choose when you want to do this business, right? You can choose any time. It's not a part-time business, it's a flexi-time business. But at the same time, don't make the mistake of deciding that you can do the business only when you feel like it. If you want to be successful in any endeavor, you've got to do it when you don't feel like it, right? So keep yourself accountable to the engagement with our business. There's no startup capital, there's no registration fees in our business. We make this business as risk-free as possible. We want to make this business as accessible to every South African as possible. And so we make it as risk-free as possible. We don't want anyone putting in their life savings or having to buy 20 boxes of product to invest in to get started in this business, right? There's no qualifications or experience required. This is notable, for one, because we actually don't care about your experience. We only care in your work ethic in this business. Care about the time that you invest. At the same time, you don't have to oblige by all the FSB regulation that is set out for financial services, for the industry. When the FASE Act came out in 2003, nearly 80,000 financial advisors walked away from the industry because there was too much regulation to abide by, too many rules. It became onerous, it became costly to abide by. We've structured the system so that you don't have to oblige by to any of that regulation, and so you can enjoy being part of financial services without that obligation. You get to build an asset. Now, for me, this is probably the most important point or benefit, because know that the time that you sacrifice and invest into building this channel of distribution, know that you have legal tender over it. It means you have ownership over this thing you're building, right? This is, again, is the antithesis of employment. I saw a wonderful meme the other day. I don't talk about it too much anymore because I'm sure the wealth engineers are tired of it, but I love it. It's the best meme ever. It's a man standing next to a brand new Lamborghini, right? The Lamborghini shop's just up the road here. You go and past the Lamborghini shop, I hear them do the test drives past my office all the time, all the rich people taking test drives, right? So standard Lamborghini, your entry-level Lamborghini is probably going to cost you about 8 million rand. And there's a picture of the man standing next to his brand new Lamborghini, and one of his employees are standing off to the side, admiring his boss with the brand new Lamborghini. And the employee says, "Boss, that's a flipping nice car you got there." And the boss says, "Thanks." He says, "But remember, you just carry on working as hard as you are. You stay committed to the business, invested in the business, so I can buy another one next year." Is that not employment? Right? We're going to work for 40, 45 years for somebody building up someone else's investment where we don't get to share in that upside very often. In this business, you own the business that you're building. You can sell it one day. It'll pay you and keep paying you beyond retirement. You'll retire and still be earning from your DuePoint business. You will die one day, and that DuePoint business will start paying your children, your beneficiaries. So I'm hoping that you'll be happy to start investing time into building this channel of distribution. We don't have any selling in our business. You are not required to sell at all. You don't speak about our products. You don't have to sell products. All you're going to be doing is going out and telling people about a business opportunity that exists. The nature of our products are financial in nature. This is a great benefit too, because like I said, there's no boxes of products that you have to buy, right? It doesn't take up space anywhere. It doesn't have an expiry date on it. It doesn't start to smell funny after a while when you forget about it in the garage, right? So we make the products as convenient as possible. But your success in our business is very much predicated on your ability to build channels of distribution. So this is how a channel of distribution starts. You become a wealth engineer, and you're going to find other people, like-minded individuals, that you think would benefit from a system like this. If you are successful in that endeavor and you get other people to look at our business and to join as wealth engineers too, and they take out one of our products, that is the beginning of your channel of distribution. But this is where the leverage and the power duplication take place, because those 5 individuals that you introduce to the business are going to go out and do the same thing you're doing. They're going to go look for other people. And so your channel, this is all your channel, starts to grow with time. Right? We've got numerous stories. You can go speak to any of the wealth engineers. Ask them how many people they've introduced to the business compared to how big their channel is. Right? The leverage that exists there is exponential. And you get to benefit out of every single one of these people that are paying their products. You get to benefit in this recurring income that you create for yourself. So this is what a channel of distribution looks like after a certain amount of time. You'll be warned. So some people might have arrived thinking, "Oh, I've been invited to a get-rich-quick scheme." Did you think that? I bet you thought that. Everyone thinks that, right? Because there's so many of them floating around the country. We're a 70-year-old insurance company. We are regulated by the Financial Services Board. We're listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. We're not a get-rich-quick scheme. At the same time, Brennan and myself will never profess that you can be successful in anything quickly, because it doesn't exist. If you ever had the privilege of trying to start your own business, you'll realize how difficult it is. Right? That's why we've got the picture of the ballerina's feet. We think starting a business, entrepreneurship is like this. That's what it looks like from the outside. But to be a successful entrepreneur, that's what it really looks like on the inside. So that's my warning, right? Very simply, very basically, you're just going to be exposing people to our business opportunity, and those people that come take a look at our business, we will attempt to sell product to them through our online platform, not through you. So we have got 3 products here at DuePoint. They are all financial in nature, right? The benefits are financial in nature. Product number 1 is called Access Wealth. It is 324 Rand per month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund that sits with Sanlam, right? On top of the investment that we've created for you, you get a little bit of insurance to the value of 120,000 Rand in personal accident cover. So this is our investment product, product number 1. Product number 2 is called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is strictly insurance. The previous product was investment. This product is strictly insurance, okay? It's 299 Rand a month, but this time you get 1.2 million Rands worth of personal accident cover with this product. Note that I don't say life insurance. I don't say funeral cover. This is personal accident cover. It pays you out in the event of death through accident, right? So it excludes dying from illness and natural causes. Why would we do that? Why would we design a product like that? Because the beauty of this product is that I can offer it to anyone over the age of 18. You can be 60 years old, diabetic, and have cancer, and you can still take out this product. The premium remains the same, and the amount of cover that you receive remains the same. What happens if you were 65 years old and diabetic and went to try get life insurance? Right? And they'll say, you're too much risk. Sure, you can give you 1 million Rand, but you're going to pay 10,000 Rand a month. Right? My father's tried. He's got a heart condition, and he's 70. Cannot get life insurance. Can't get life insurance, you can't get a bond. Right? It's the beauty of these products. Accessible to everybody. So this is product number 2, Wealth Guard, our insurance product. Product number 3 is Wealth Points. So Wealth Points aims to save us money on the money we spend every month anyway. So if you look at the list of partners there, I bet you spend money with at least one of those partners. The product is 299 Rand a month, and what we've done here is we've allowed you to enjoy discounts that we've negotiated with the list of partners there. So for example, if you look at always on Wi-Fi data, if you went to them and said, I need 1 gig of data, they'd say, sure, 100 Rand for a gig of data. But if you're a Wealth Points member, you get a gig of data for 37 Rand, right? So we've negotiated discounts with all of those partners. The discount varies with each of the partners, right? There's more information on our website with regards to all our products. We've got a very in-depth review of each product on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go sit down for 15 to 30 minutes on each product, you're welcome to do that. But the products have been designed to be very straightforward, right? If you have any questions on the product, come speak to me afterwards. I'll answer any questions that you might have. All right, so we've got these products, the 3 products. We are typically like any other insurance company. The only difference between us and another insurance company is the way we market or expose the market to our products, right? So traditional companies like Prime Meridian down the road, they do advertising on a daily basis. They spend a fortune in budget on a daily basis for advertising. That's the way they bring in business, right? So they'll do advertising, and then the phones will ring in the call center, and the call center agents will try to close the business. At DuePoint, we don't do any advertising. You won't see a DuePoint logo outside of our building. We don't spend a cent on advertising. We take that budget that we would have spent on marketing, we take that budget and we apportion it to our returns and rewards program, right? See over there? And that returns and rewards program is to the benefit of our wealth engineers, because we depend on our wealth engineers to go out and tell people about the DuePoint opportunity. And so we don't spend the billions that typical insurance companies spend on advertising each year. Okay? That explains our business model. All right, so let's talk about those returns and rewards. So there are two ways to benefit as a wealth engineer, or to earn as a wealth engineer at DuePoint. It's through our returns program and our rewards program. So I'm going to discuss our returns program first. We pay a base return fee of R27.50 for every product in your qualified channel every month. Remember, it's recurring income. But it depends on where the product is in relation to you. So remember the first 5 individuals you introduced to DuePoint? That product, those people, lie on your first point. And on your first point, we actually pay you double the R27.50. So you earn R55 for every product every single month going forward. Those people go out and find other people. That product, those people lie on your second point. And on your second point, again, you earn R55. To the third point, now you see the multiplier drops to 100%. And as your business keeps growing, you see the multiplier drop steadily all the way to the 8th point. You're earning now 4% of the R27.50. But what's important to note is that we don't limit you at 0.8. You can grow your channel way beyond 0.8. In 24 months, we've got wealth engineers that are sitting at 0.30 already. And they can earn all the way up to 0.30 because we keep paying from 4% from the 8th point onwards. We don't limit you on how big your channel can get. We don't limit you on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. Right? No limitation. So this is the mechanics of the returns. The next question we typically answer is, well, how much can someone earn in this business? Give me an idea of how much money we're talking about if I get involved in this business called DuePoint. So we built a projection over the next 5 years. It is based on a growth model. The growth model assumes you can add 3 people into your business in your first month and then 2 people into the business every consecutive month. So for example, you join in February, you become a wealth engineer. This example assumes in February you can bring 3 people into the business on your first point. And then every consecutive month thereafter, you only have to bring in another 2. So in March, you only have to bring in 2. April, 2. May, 2. June, 2. And you keep bringing 2 every single month into perpetuity. If you can do that growth formula, you can expect to earn about R2,500 after 6 months of work. Who's ready to walk out? Does R2,500 sound worthwhile after 6 months of work? I don't think so. I didn't think so when I saw the example. I thought, sure, 6 months of work, R2,500. I want more than that. But what I've learned over the last 2 years is that we don't give money the value it deserves. We all think like consumers. If I put R2,500 in your bag now, you're going to go spend it before the weekend is finished. Right? That's how consumers think. But an entrepreneur, someone who's trying to create wealth, someone who's tasked with creating wealth, doesn't think about money in terms of spending terms. They think about it in terms of leveraging it. How can I use the R2,500 to make me or save me a lot more money? I'm going to illustrate it for you because here's an example of someone with a R1 million bond. Right? They found a house, they couldn't afford the house cash. None of us can. You go to the bank, you ask for a loan, the bank gives you a bond. Right? On R1 million at prime plus 2, you're going to be paying the bond back at about R11,500 a month for the next 20 years. So if you're my age at 40, you engage in this bond for the first time, I'll make my final installment when I'm 60 years old. I'll finally become a homeowner at the age of 60, the day I retire, right? But at 40, I joined DuePoint, and 6 months later, I'm earning little R2,500. But I listened to Rob. I said, okay, let me aspire to paying my debt off quickly. Instead of spending the money, let me save it. Saving is the same, or paying your debt off is the same as investing. So I take the R2,500, I put it in as an additional bond payment. What is the result of that? Why would I want to pay my bond off any faster? Why would I want to throw money into my bond faster? Because what happens is that you get to pay that house off faster. So instead of taking 20 years to pay the house off, I can do it in 11 and a half years. So now I'm a homeowner at the age of 51. Well, what's the benefit of that? Because do you know how much money in interest that saves you, that you would have paid to the bank? So the only difference is that you pay the house off sooner, but it saves you nearly R1 million in repayments to the bank. Your whole house cost R1 million. Do you understand how much money we're paying back in interest back to the bank? Almost 2.5 times the value of your asset. Pay the debt off faster. Okay? After 12 months, you're already at over 100,000 Rand in annual recurring income. Who would like a 100,000 Rand check once a year for Christmas? Imagine going home with a 100,000 Rand check for Christmas. Think That's at month 12. We're only getting warmed up. At month 24, you're earning nearly 30,000 Rand a month. At month 36, you're nearly at 50,000 Rand a month. Have I lost anyone yet? Is the number too big yet? Because I know when I get to R1 million, I've lost half the audience. They go, oh, no, he's talking big numbers I don't even understand. Right? 50,000 Rand. At the 30-month mark, you're earning about 36,000 Rand a month. You want to look at a bond example again? Here's an example of a 5 million Rand bond. You put 36,000 Rand into a 5 million Rand bond, you'll pay that house off in less than 7 years. I love this example because it gets me to imagine where I can be in 20 years' time when I'm retired. If I pay a house off by the age of 47, I can buy another house, right? Pay my debt off, now start investing. So I decide to invest in property. I buy another 5 million Rand house. I pay that off at the age of 54. I buy a third 5 million Rand house and pay that off at the age of 61. I'm now 61 years old. I live in a 5 million Rand house that I paid off 14 years ago, and I've been renting out for the last 14 years, or 7 years, 2 houses. I've been renting those 2 houses out for 60,000, 70,000 Rand a month. That's passive property income that I'm getting. What is DuePoint paying me at year 20? Do you think I'll be happy to go on retirement now? I won't be part of the 97%. We keep going. At month 48, you're close to 70,000 Rand a month. And at month 60, 5 years from now, 5 years from today, 1 million Rand in annual recurring income. How about going home every Christmas with a 1 million Rand check in your pocket? What will your family say if you pull out a 1 million Rand check? You robbed the bank. Robbed the bank or won the lotto, right? It's 60 months of bringing 2 people into this business every single month without fail. But this is only an example. This is something the accountants came up with. It's academic. You can say, oh, it's just a theory. It is just a theory. You can join and become a wealth engineer and do nothing. Right? You can be 0 plus 0 every month. But you can also do more. If you want to build more, if you want more than R1 million after 5 years, you get to make that decision, not me. We've got wealth engineers that have been in this business since the day we launched. Some are tracking 3 plus 2, some are behind 3 plus 2, some are ahead of 3 plus 2. Right? And we invite them up onto stage every single month. We've got new wealth engineers. They tell us their story, their experience. So here we've got Mike and Vilna. They joined the day we launched the business. They're sitting at, well, in the middle of January, the value of their channel was sitting at nearly 10,000 Rand a month in recurring income. At month 24, where were you supposed to be in 3 plus 2? 27,000. Right? So they're a little bit behind. Don't you think they should have given up? They should have given up. Right? At month 6, where were they? Maybe at 1,000, 1,500 Rand. Most of us would have given up, don't you think? Yeah. 6 months of work only to be there. I'm going to give you another lesson in the value of money, because this is a question that you all have to know the answer to. How much money do you need in a retirement fund to pay yourself out 10,000 Rand a month in interest? Because that's the money you're going to be having to live on when you get to retirement. How much money do you need in the bank to derive 10,000 Rand a month? 2 million Rand in cash. Do you see the value of money? That's why they haven't given up. Mike is a financial advisor. He knows exactly how much money he needs in the bank to create this kind of recurring income. We need to think about money differently. Here's Spongile. She joined 1 year ago. She's already sitting at nearly 13,000 Rand a month. Right? This is a go-go. In her testimony, she says she prospects people at weddings and funerals. Right? Awesome lady. Rena and Malcolm also joined at the beginning of the business, so they've been here for 2 years. So they're tracking 3 plus 2 nicely. Very experienced wealth networkers. So they've been involved in network businesses since like a couple of years after Rena got out of school. I think she started with Tupperware out in the mines on the West Rand. She says this business works for her because she can do it remotely. She doesn't have to walk from door to door, knocking. Right? Because of the technology we've invested in the business. Everybody is different. We've got thousands of wealth engineers joining this business every single month, creating a stream of income for themselves over and above their employment income. You speak to any entrepreneur, they'll say, make sure you've got more than one source of income. Right? That's the basics almost. So this is the opportunity. This is our returns program. This is the ability for you to create recurring income. This is the primary focus at DuePoint, to create a return. Okay? So what is the decision you need to make? What is the decision we're left with at the end of this presentation? Do I want to be wealthy? That's not the decision. Everyone wants to be wealthy, right? Do you want to make more money? Everyone wants to make more money. The decision is, am I willing to put up with the downside of entrepreneurship to enjoy the benefits? That's the decision for me. Are you willing to do it on a daily basis, 3 plus 2 or more than 3 plus 2, every single day, dealing with people letting you down? People let you down, right? But if you're willing to get through that, if you're willing to persist, well, then you can say, okay, now realistically, I think I can be successful. I can make additional income. I can change my circumstance, my prospect of what my retirement looks like. That's the decision for me. It's up to you. Joining is very easy. Getting started, read our code of conduct. It is our contract with you that defines what you can and cannot do as a wealth engineer. And then registering as a wealth engineer, very simple. Do it on our website, www.DuePoint.net. Takes you 7 minutes to become a wealth engineer. And then the task of applying yourself to this business that you've now agreed to engage in. Watch our online training. Right? It's all on YouTube. We have 500 videos on YouTube. There's 7 that you need to get through that form part of our basic series. Set goals for yourself. You have to decide what direction you're going in. Set a goal for yourself. Whether it's 10,000 Rand a month, 20,000 Rand a month, R1 million a month. Set goals for yourself, because that is the only way that you get to prepare a plan or a strategy to get there. And then the basic activity of speaking to people. That's all you need to do. There's no selling in this business, right? There's no boxes of product. You just need to speak to people and connect them to this presentation. I will do all the work for you. You just connect them to me, right? That's my job. So that's getting started. Get merchandise. So consider the merchandise. For me, foremost are the business cards. You cannot propose a business opportunity if you don't have business cards. This is one of the fundamentals of business. You're now starting your own business, your own channel of distribution. Get business cards, please. Right? We've got other merchandise, USB sticks. All our videos are on there. Power banks so that your phone never dies. And those pins represent people that are earning money in our business. Right? You can only buy one of those pins if you're earning money. So never go ask advice from someone who doesn't have a pin, because you're speaking to the 0 plus 0 club. Right? The moment you are rank 1, which I'll explain in a moment, you get to buy one of those pins. So get one of those pins. Merchandise is all in the display cabinet, and the pricing's on the counter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like I said, 500 videos. There's a wealth of knowledge on our YouTube channel, and it'll also tell you every time we load up a new video. It'll tell you every time we're about to do a live stream to the entire country. Download our mobile app. Works on Google and Apple devices. That mobile app becomes your primary business tool. Right? It reflects everything in real time of what is happening in your channel. When you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, that tool, that app will tell you whether you made money while you were sleeping. Because people join your business while you're sleeping. Do you know that? There are people that join this business between midnight and 6 o'clock in the morning. So when you wake up the next morning, you go, oh, my business grew while I was sleeping. Right? So make sure you download the app. Some don'ts that we need to highlight in our code of conduct. You need resources to be part of this business. We've made it as risk-free as possible, but there is still required resources to thrive in a business like this. It goes without saying. If you cannot afford one of our products, right, you're probably not going to become a wealth engineer. If you don't have access or you can't afford data for the internet, this business you will struggle with, because everything we do is online here. There's nothing printed. We don't have printed forms, brochures, anything like that. Everything is online. If you struggle with transport, you're going to struggle with this business. You need to get around. Even though we've invested so much in technology, it's still a face-to-face business. I still need to meet with the people in my team. I still need to prospect face-to-face. I'll have more success if I do so. Don't ever complete a DuePoint application form on behalf of somebody else. This is illegal and fraudulent. Right? The person becoming a wealth engineer and applying to become a wealth engineer has to fill out the form themselves. You can assist them. You can help them by all means. Don't add direct family members that live in your household to your channel. We have this rule, it's called the anti-stacking rule. If you've got family members in your household, they live with you, you share the cost of living, they can't be in your channel. They can be in other people's channels, but not in yours. If you've got family members that have left home, they can be in your channel. Right? Black and white rule. Don't start your own DuePoint Facebook page. Sure, we are swimming upstream with this one. People are adamant that if they start a DuePoint Facebook page, they're suddenly going to be successful. If they go advertise on all the Facebook classified groups in the entire country, they think they're going to be successful. One, you're breaking FSB regulation, so you're breaking the law. Number two, it doesn't work. Right? None of our rank 4s and above do stuff on Facebook. They share their experience on Facebook. Sure, you can say, oh, look, I've come to a presentation. But you can't say, oh, if you're looking for a job, come join DuePoint Johannesburg. Right? You can't do that. So don't do it, because we suspend you immediately. And we find you very easily on the internet. Don't send leads or prospects to DuePoint unattended. This speaks to your responsibility around your prospects. You need to take care of people that you're prospecting. You don't know who you're bringing into your business. You could be bringing someone who's lazy and disinterested, or you could be bringing in someone who is potent and effective. You can't tell. Never can you tell. Treat everyone with dignity, respect, treat them properly. Don't send them to our offices alone. Right? Because we have that. People come in and say, oh no, came here alone and met Bob on Facebook. He said, come to head office. Rob or Brendan will take care of me. Not the way to prospect. All right. To sweeten the pot a bit, so to incentivize you, we have this thing called the Wealth Quest. So Wealth Quest is a challenge that we issue our wealth engineers. So remember in our 3+2 example, I said if you can bring 3 people into the business as an example. But this month, February, we've got this thing called the Triple Lightning Qualifier. If you can bring 3 people into your business this month and help them get qualified, which means you've got to help them, support them, get 3 of their own. And if you can do that all in the month of February, so that's 12 people in total that will be joining your channel. If you can do that, you can choose between a brand new iPhone or an iPad or a 49-inch smart LED TV at the end of this month. Plus, we'll give you 3,000 XP. So that's what's on offer. You work hard this month, that's what's on offer. We don't pick someone out the lucky packet. If you get 3 people that get qualified each, that's what you get. Right? T's and C's, straightforward. So that's our Wealth Quest this month. Our Returns and Rewards program, we are going to be doing training on this tomorrow. So tomorrow, Saturday, 9 a.m., we're doing training on the Returns and Rewards program, the 2 most important aspects of our business, how to earn money and how to achieve rewards. I'll show you the rewards now. 9 o'clock, you can tune into our live stream or you can watch it on YouTube later. Okay? Our XP Rewards program. Now, this is the second way to benefit as a wealth engineer. It works like this. You become a wealth engineer, you will start engaging in normal wealth engineer activity. What are those activities? They're coming to presentations, bringing guests with you, doing home presentations, logging into the live stream, coming to training tomorrow. There's a whole bunch of things, about 20 different things that earn you what we call experience points, XP. And when you start earning more XP and your business starts to grow, we reward you along the way. So we see it as a culture-changing activity on our side. So we try to bend culture by using this. This is like an incentive program for you, right? So it's a little bit of fun on top of earning the recurring income. So if you become a wealth engineer today, you start out as rank 0. But the moment you have 1,000 XP and you've got 4 products in your qualified channel, you become rank 1. And when you're rank 1, we give you an extra 55 Rand at the end of the month. But as you start to collect more XP and your business starts to grow, the rewards get bigger and better. There's a 20,000 Rand check waiting for you, a 50,000 Rand check. We give tools to our wealth engineers to help them build their channels more effectively. Lightning USB stick at rank 5. It's got all our video on there. But it can plug into any device. So that can plug into Android, Apple, computers, tablets, phones, it doesn't matter. Patrick and Pumi can show people the DuePoint opportunity regardless of what device they have around them. At rank 7, we get these premium luxury business cards printed. They cost us 12,500 Rand for one set of business cards. 4 times thicker than the other card. The paper feels like black suede. There's no ink on it. The logo and the sides are gilded in gold. Real gold. Right? Why would we do such a thing? Huh? Whoa. They are whoa. Go look at them. If there are any of the rank 7s are here, they might show you what one of the business cards look like. It looks like a block of gold. They're in the merchandise cabinet. Why do we spend so much money on business cards? Because when you sit across from somebody telling them you've got a business proposal with a business called DuePoint, and they go, well, I've never heard of DuePoint. You put a 12,500 Rand business card on the table, I promise you they will suddenly take note. They'll ask you, how do you get a business card like that? What's this business all about? Right? These are tools to help you in the business. At rank 9, this is the first recurring reward. So this reward you get to enjoy every single year once you become rank 9. It is business class flights to our international conference every single year. Not you, your family come with. 7 days away, 5-star luxury resort. Every single year for the rest of your life. Your children will grow up not knowing what economy class feels like. Right? Anyone flown business class? No one. You don't want to taste business class because you won't go back. You won't go back, I promise you. So take a look. We've just come back from our Rank 9 conference. Take a look what we got up to.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sand where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
That's the Western Turtle Bay. Over 20,000 Rand per room per night. Available for all of you. This is waiting for you. Whether it takes you 5 months to get there, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, this trip is waiting for you, because when you reach there, you come every single year. And rank 11, we spent R250,000 buying a Wealth Engineers a brand new car. No T's and C's, no give it back after 6 months, no sharing it with another Wealth Engineer. We buy the car cash in your name and give it to you. Thanks. That's at rank 11. This is our rewards program. It goes up to rank 28. Rank 11. Is this what you want? All right. It's the decision you each get to make. Not forcing anybody. This is on offer. It is completely up to you. The system is exactly the same for everybody. But I remind you, there is only one person that can change their destiny. If you are waiting for the economy, if you're waiting for your company, if you're waiting for your industry, if you're waiting for your spouse, you're going to be waiting. You need to take it, both hands, aggressively. If you want it, this is on offer. You guys get to decide that. I invite you to join DuePoint this year. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, come speak to me. Have a wonderful weekend. Oh, I must remind you, tomorrow, we've got training tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. After training at 10 o'clock in the morning is our intro presentation. We will be announcing a new WealthPoints partner tomorrow morning. Well, you don't know what it is. I'll give you a hint. We've got a new car manufacturer coming onto the program. It's almost as good as Porsche. So come take a look tomorrow morning or tune in at 10 o'clock. Thanks for your time. I'll see you guys outside. Thank you.